What's up, family? I'm Real Mike Rob. Make sure you tuning in to the 3 Point Conversion Radio. They got all of it and they keep it funky. Let's get it.
Yes. You're back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. But it's not the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge today. It's my NFL diary. We are back, man. I had to come in, man, and talk about what was going on. Yeah, it's been a lot, y'all. And I had to do this, man. First of all, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is doing good. Hey, man, it's I guess NFL season hadn't died yet, but the new year starts Wednesday. But it feel like we've been in the NFL season. It's all year round. But anyway, hey, man, welcome to 2025 or the start of right before the beginning of 2025. Been a lot of stuff going on, man, and I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm about to get to it, y'all. First off, just all of the surprises. Of course, there's always big signings every year in the doing tampering or free agency, however, whatever you want to call this. But it's been big today, man. This has been, I feel like, the biggest. What up, Aaron? Yes, sir. Bear down, man. You know I got to talk about them as well, man. But yeah, it's been a lot going on today. A lot of big signings, of course. A lot of surprises, a lot of disappointments probably for other teams for losing players and trying to be in the sweepstakes and then not get it. But sorry, I got to be biased and because this is my NFL diary. This is not the 3 Point Conversions NFL diary. It's not Atlanta Falcons or the teams we cover. This is Mr. Controversy's NFL diary. And we got to start off with the Chicago Bears first off, man. Wow. If you're a Bears fan, this is probably, I don't know. I can't even think of one since I've been alive. More than likely, this is the best time to be a Chicago Bears fan, especially during free agency. I'm pretty sure Aaron can agree with me. Man, like, so let me tell you as a Bears fan, I'll make it quick. So when you're a Bears fan going through free agency, normally we will sign somebody like Chris Pringle, like we did 4 years ago, wide receiver for Kansas City Chiefs. And we'll get excited. It's like, hey, man, he might be good. Like, yeah, we he decent, man. I like him, man. He can stretch the field my apologies to Chris Pringle if you're watching, but when I think about that, I guess I have to give myself a stop it. Like, come on now, Chris Pringle. But that's what the Bears fans are used to. That's what we grew up on. That's what we're accustomed to. We don't make big splashes all the time in free agency. And if it's the splashes, they're either old. I remember signing Jared Allen, even though Jared Allen balled out, but Jared Allen was old. Who else we signed? I mean, it's a lot of people we've signed. Is like we signed Khalil Mack. We was excited about that, but we didn't add nobody to him. You know what I'm saying? So, or with him, I should say. So this season, if you think about everybody we've gotten, and everything was strategic. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Like before, it was like, all right, we got Khalil Mack, but it wasn't the fact that we needed defensive end. We just needed somebody. But this year, it seemed like we went and got players that made sense. For instance, so today we signed Drew Dahlman for the Atlanta Falcons. Now they kept saying that he had the fifth best blocking, whatever they were saying, as a Atlanta Falcon last year, but I believe he's the second best center in the league. So to get him was huge. So now the Bears have shored up their offensive line. We got Darnell Wright, left tackle. We have Jonah Jackson. I don't know if he's going to play left or right guard, but he's playing guard. We get Joe Tooney, the All-Pro, who's playing the other guard. Now we get Drew Dahlman as a center. Then we still got Braxton Jones as a rookie, which I don't care. He was thrown in last year. He might have been ready. We might get somebody else, whatever. But yet still, our offensive line is solidified already, and we hadn't gone through the first 24 hours of free agency. You can't get no better than that. You can't get no better than that. So for the Bears to go ahead and get those players and get Dahlman today, but not only that, we mess around and we get Grady after he's been cut by the Atlanta Falcons. So we get another Atlanta Falcons. But that was a big pickup. Yeah, he's long in the tooth, but still, just for the simple fact that you get somebody that you can say, hey, he's going to play well. He played well last year. He's going to create sacks. He's going to teach the young kid Dexter. He's a pro. Again, you can't get any better than that at all. So, and for the people who were saying that they didn't want Pose, they wanted Pose out of there, you bugging. Since Poe's been in Chicago, he's done nothing but make good things. Now who the guy we got it from Pittsburgh, the wide receiver, and he's so sorry, I don't remember Joker's name, but he had a good rookie year and he didn't do well. We traded a third round pick for him, a second round pick for him. That's fine. You're gonna make mistakes. That happens. But the simple fact that we're still able to make up for that. And you look who we've gotten with Pose. First of all, he cleared the cap. Then we get DJ Moore. We get TJ Edwards. I mean, Edmonds hadn't done anything, but we get him. We make some good draft picks. And Brisker. I like the fact that we got the our nickelback. I can't think of his name right now. At the tip of my tongue. Got him. We get all these players, man. You get Caleb. You draft Darnell Wright as well. Of course, we got the wide receiver. Then next thing you know, now, okay, we basically have our skill players and skill positions. Let's get the interior front. And that's what he's done so far already. So right now we have a defensive end and a defensive tackle, a good defensive tackle. The defensive end, I don't know as much. No, he's pretty good. His capability is good, but I don't know. But the offensive line is stellar right now. We're looking very good. And everybody said they wanted him out. Most of the Bears fans said they wanted him out. Like, what was y'all smoking? But anyway, so Bears definitely get an A+, man. Day one. They had an agenda. They reached their agenda. I think they got more to do, So again, and we signed DN is Deo Odeyingbo from the Colts, So like I said, I'm happy with that. So kudos to my Bears, man. This is the first time in a long time that I'm confident right now. I'm very confident right now in my Bears. Not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm confident in my team. Like going forward, I love what I see. We had the best head coach that was out there that everybody wanted. We got him. We got a great defensive coach. Got a great young star quarterback. And then we solidified our line. Our defense looks good. We still got picks. Genty, should I say? I don't know, but just stay tuned, man. I love what we're doing. Now, I'm gonna talk about the Falcons because I do cover them. It's only day one, so we can't get mad. But releasing Grady Jarrett makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. You had to let him go, just for the simple fact that he was, like I said, he was getting long in the tooth. You didn't want to pay him. You know, it's basically a new genre in Atlanta, or a new era, I should say, in Atlanta right now. So not mad at that, but you do lose your center. That's big, especially when you got this rookie quarterback. Well, he's not a rookie anymore, but you got this quarterback coming in that doesn't have that much experience in the NFL. So that was huge losing that. But they don't have to rush as far as the center, I don't think, but they do need a defensive end. And the defensive end, they're they're dropping like flies right now. So Falcons need to make some noise, man. And my thing is, what are they going to do with Kirk Cousins? With Kirk, so you know who your quarterback is, and we know Terry Fontenot came out at the NFL Combine and said, we would like to keep Kirk Cousins. Stop it. All right, Terry, you my guy, but tripping. But yeah, so he says he would like to keep Kirk Cousins. No, you want to trade him. So this is my belief, and this is what I think they should do. Y'all let me know if you agree. At this junction, at this point, y'all need to go ahead and try to trade him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know y'all got this big contract hanging over y'all head. That's where y'all messed up, but y'all need to find a way. I don't know if y'all need to get a pimp or get somebody, some smooth talking guy, get Snoop, whatever, to go talk to the Steelers. Snoop would be good because he loved the Steelers. He got a relationship with them, to try to make that move, because they need a quarterback. And right now, it's slim pickings for Steelers. Unless they get Russ, who else you going to get? I wouldn't touch Aaron Rodgers if I was the Steelers. I wouldn't touch him. Seeing what he's done in New England and New York Jets, how he left Green Bay, I wouldn't touch Aaron Rodgers. But I would try my best to go ahead and get Kirk Cousins to Pittsburgh, because I don't know what other team Kirk can go to. I don't know if you would want to, like, what other teams that need a quarterback at this point and could win. Because of course I know Kirk wants to play, but more than likely Kirk wants to go to a team that could first play the swag surfing, but then two, go to a team that they're in a winning position, they can win. Besides the Steelers, what other team right now would or could he go to? The Raiders just got their guy. I don't think the Giants will want him, considering the fact that the Giants are so young right now. What up, Marlon? Mace is supposed to be. Hey, I couldn't have my guy Mace today, man, because Mace doing his thing, man. Shout out to Mace. It's my guy always supporting, man. What up? You said Kirk don't like swag, sir? Don't like it anymore, huh, Marlon? Maybe Cleveland. Maybe. Now, they just made this deal to get Kenny Pickett. So, and they gave up a lot to get Kenny. So, I don't know if they do that or not. But that's one team. But I can't think of no other team right now that'll fit with Kirk and what Kirk wants. So, and Kirk right now, he at the point he older. He probably want to play in a dome or somewhere in warm weather, but hey, you can't get that. He thought with a nightlife is prevalent. Hey, man, you ain't lying. Nah, Marlon, not the Titans, because the Titans not doing anything. The Titans not, and we cover the team, but you see them going anywhere anytime soon? I don't see it. I don't see it. But I don't know what exactly are the Steelers and Seahawks doing. Okay, I you know what? Let's jump on that. I don't know. You know why? I'll say this: the Steelers, they messed up when they let Justin Fields go. Unless they're planning on getting Russ back, which they almost have no choice, like I said, unless they try to get Kurt. I wouldn't touch Aaron Rodgers. They're about to lose Najee Harris. I'm hearing that the Chargers are close to making a deal with Najee Harris. So that's going to be big in itself right there. Yeah, and believe it or not, Lisa Coat Jam. I would rather the Steelers went and got Sam Darnold. I'm gonna tell you why. We saw what happened in Minnesota, right? We saw what they did in Minnesota. He has weapons there. They don't have anything in Seattle. I don't know what in the world was he smoking. I don't know if he was just like, I'm about to get this money because I probably won't be able to get this money later on. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. Yeah, he's by himself. He don't have nobody. I mean, he got Njigba. I like him. And I guess you got to run it back. I mean, I guess it's not too bad when I think about it. I mean, it depends on what Seattle does in the draft or whatever. But because I think Njigba about to be a star, y'all. So, but again, like I don't know. I would have went to Minnesota. I don't know if he was worried about JJ McCarthy or what. I don't know. Yeah, with Pickett going to the Browns, I don't know. But again, going to Kirk, yeah, we have a decade over now of Kirk not taking a team nowhere. You're right. But I mean, at this point, he's not going to try to go and play just to play. I don't think he's hurting for money. We know he's not hurting for money. Honestly, you know what? To be real, thinking about that, Marlon, Lisa, and I want to know. I'm curious to see if his agent can do it again. Well, actually, he's under contract, but still, if his agent can find a way where he can get traded to a great team, and I wouldn't even be surprised they add another 2 years for $80 million on their contract. That's how Boss's agent is. So I'm interested in seeing what happened. The worry I have with Donner is his one successful year was O'Connell. You're right. That's why I would have stayed in Minnesota, but I guess he opted for that money. I guess that's what he wanted. Yeah, a team is dumb enough to take on the contract. It's a lot of teams dumb enough to take when they're desperate. Like I said, I don't think he would want to go to the Giants. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants try to get him. But the only other team I can think of right now, since they're trying to look at veterans, that's the only thing they can do right now. I mean, they can't get a quarterback unless they try to trade up, is try to take on that contract. I mean, think about it. I think Watt is already paid, I believe. You just paid what's his name? DK Metcalf. You paid DK all that money, right? You don't have to pay George Pickens for another year or so if he probably gonna hold off this year, knowing him. And hey, for 2 years, why not take on that contract? I mean, the only problem is it's guaranteed, I think. Yeah, it's fully guaranteed. So I guess that's the only thing. But if you're trying to win, what up, Vince? If you're trying to win, I would go with Kirk. I'm not gonna lie, man. I would go with Kirk. Well, you know what? I'm trying to think what team could he go and he could play besides Cleveland. I hate to say this, but if I was him, I'd probably go to the Jets because Justin Fields always get hurt. So, I mean, that's what I probably do. But either or, man, I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand why Sam Darnold went to Seattle. But when I think about it, and Jigba Smith, it's not that bad. I mean, you do have him at the wide receiver. You still got the young running back. You got two good running backs. And maybe they drafted another wide receiver. I don't know. Most of his DK's money goes to his candy addiction. You ain't lying. Oh man. Let's get on Justin Fields, man. I thought that was probably the best team he could have went to or gone to besides staying with Pittsburgh. You already got some pieces there to work with. You got this new head coach, so it's not going to be the same old Jets, even though Woody is still there. But it's not going to be the same old Jets as far as coaching wise. I don't believe so. I think that I think he will do well, and this is why I think he'll do well in New York. So, Aaron Glenn was the defensive coordinator for Detroit Lions. We all know that. Justin Fields would tear up the Lions. Even in the games we lost, Lions had to come back to win. They actually said thank you when we traded, when I'm talking about the Bears, when we traded Justin Fields to Pittsburgh, they sent us a thank you card and I think like an apple pie or something. They were so happy that we got rid of Justin Fields. The fact that Glenn knows what he's capable of, I think they would use that to their advantage in New York now. And who knows? Maybe we see the Justin Fields that we thought we were going to see in Chicago. You know, and you say, I know you say that, but it's not the same coaching staff. It's you got a defensive coordinator now that came from a team that used their quarterback. So that's what he's used to. That's why I think it might work, because I feel you, but I think it might work there. And like I said, he do have weapons there. So yeah, exactly, Marlon. They have a good running back, good wide receiver. Just need to show up the offensive line. And then, you know, who didn't tear up the Lions in those years? No, we talking about last year. I mean, the 2 years ago, wasn't nobody tearing up the Lions. Lions was good. The last year if Justin was there, that was the year the Lions went to the NFC Championship. And then the year before that, they got good during the end. So they were good, Jacob. You know, they had a good defense and everything. So yeah, James, he's a much better fit than the Jets. I agree. I mean, than Rodgers would be. I agree. Aaron Glenn not going to make the same mistakes as the former head coaches. And Marlon, that's my thing. You got a fresh new head coach who's coming from a coaching tree or another head coach that knows what's going on, that's into the players. That is not just about X's and O's, but it's about motivating. It's about putting them in the right position. I think it makes sense. Yeah, Jacob, you're right. Jacob asks, how many systems do the Jets keep going through? 500. I don't know, but I think it works, man. I like Aaron Glenn. Like I said, I think this might be the best one. And to be honest, if they hadn't let go of Salah, they had something going, but that ruined everything. So, you know, so we'll see. But I like the fit. Now, I'm not gonna lie though. I would rather him stay at Pittsburgh. The reason why I say that, because now you look at their offense. You got a dynamic offense. Even if they lose Najee Harris, you got the backup running back who should have been the starter or could have been the starter. You still got Freemuth, the tight end, or Frymuth, however you say his last name. You still got a great defense. Still got a coach. It was perfect, but shout out to everybody who said, look, they messed up when they should have signed him when they had the chance. Pittsburgh. And I agree. I definitely agree. No, I would not draft him in fantasy. I might draft him as a backup, but no. Lisa said she's not buying it. Lisa, Coach Jam said they're not buying it. Marlon says Aaron Glenn, watch Dan Campbell make some bonehead moves. He won't do the same. You're right. I agree. DK NFL young boy could be, and that's what I'm saying. If he don't, if he doesn't hold out, he probably gonna hold out because DK got that loot. You know how he is, man. He a diva. Warren's an old school badass. Who you talking about? Oh yeah, Warren, the running back, right? Agree, and that's why I'm saying Pittsburgh. It would have worked out better if he would have stayed with the Jets. But I'm not mad at Justin. Go somewhere else. You're playing for a team right now that really doesn't expect that much. They just want to. If they win 7 games, they're happy. So nobody's expecting a lot from the Jets. Where you play with Steelers and might have been a lot of pressure. You know how Chicago fan base was towards you. So, I mean, this might be a breath of fresh air, man. So we'll see what happens with them. The team that won today in free agency, y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy. The team to me that benefited the most was the Carolina Panthers, man. Carolina Panthers is making moves like they was like 2 players away from going to the Super Bowl. You look at who they got. First of all, today they started off signing J.C. Horn to the biggest and highest paid contract for a cornerback in NFL history, which was great. J.C. Horn is the best cornerback in the league. Then they signed former Raider Trayvon Moehrig. I think I'm saying his name right. Moehrig. I think the H is silent, but either or, good signing. Then they signed former new addition. I'm saying Bobby Brown the third. They signed D tackle Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown was balling last year. Now I don't know if you ever watched Brown play with the Rams last year, but did y'all notice every time? So when the Rams played on TV, and whether it was a night game or whatever, I don't care who was calling the game. Let's say if I'm trying to think who's on the anybody on the Rams team or anybody who they were playing. Oh, Stafford makes a throw. It was Stafford. A Puka, instead of Puka on a Tua makes a grab. Cup makes a catch. But when Bobby made a play, it was Bobby Brown makes a tackle. They could not stop saying Bobby Brown. I'm like, they're only saying his whole name because of the name Bobby Brown. That's all. They kept saying his last name. But either or, you sign Bobby Brown, great pickup. And then they go in and sign Kansas City Chiefs D tackle Tershawn Wharton. Man, I think Cleveland, they shored up their defense right now. I guess they like what Bryce is doing. You still got the young bull as a running back there. I don't know, man. I really like what the Panthers did today. I feel like they did the best out of everybody. Bears made some moves, whatever, but it's just not Broncos, but the Panthers, they did what they had to do. They got what they needed, but they got some of the best players that was out there. So kudos to the Panthers, man. I don't think they're gonna be the laughingstock anymore. Not anymore. Marlon says Pastor 10 would agree with you on that J.C. Horn statement. Yeah, but you're right. And Pastor 10 is a beast. But here's the thing. Pastor 10 got a defense plan behind him too. And then not taking anything away from him, but J.C. Horn, he out there on the island, man. And so shout out to him. Yeah, the dumbest move was picking up Zach Wilson. You know what, Vince? Miami gets a stop it. Then the fact that he's playing in that complicated offense, like, I don't know. I'd be embarrassed if I was the Miami Dolphins right now. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'd be very, very embarrassed right now. Wilson is Miami, so he can lure all of the Miami MILFs away from Tua, so he can concentrate. Oh snap! Yeah. I talked about that, man. Grady Jarrett's gonna help the Bears, and Zach Wilson and his mama gonna love Miami. Yeah, man. I don't understand that move at all. But that probably was the dumbest move. The move that you was questioning, like, what was they thinking? What was going on with that? But yeah, like I said, I like what the Panthers did. Now, New England made some big moves today. I like the fact that they signed Carlton Davis, big pickup, and then you get Milton Williams, who was, I think, the biggest D tackle that was out there right there today. And the funny thing is, the Panthers almost had him. They almost had him, but New England, they somehow was able to get him. He was just about to sign with the Panthers, but Milton decided to go to New England. So guess he had to choose the worst of the worst. I don't know, or the best of the worst, I should say. But I thought New England made some big pickups. You're already starting to see the factor of their head coach, and I think we're gonna see a change in New England, y'all. I think he's about to change the culture, where it's funny because I think he's going to bring back the old New England way, but just in a different style. It's still going to be that gritty team. They're going to play hard. It's not going to be pretty, but they're going to have results. So I like what New England did today. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is my NFL diary, right? We tell the truth and shame the devil. It's a team right now. I'm happy for their quarterback, but at the same time, I'm almost at a point where I can't stand him. Not because he's done anything wrong, but because of my quarterback. And they keep getting better, man. Them darn Washington Commanders, they keep, I don't know. Like, how are they making these moves? First, they get Javon Kinlaw. So you already know, we talked about last week with Maceo how they got Debo. But then they get Javon Kinlaw today. They just lost, not Jared Allen, but what's Allen's first name? But they lost Allen, the D tackle, right? Then they mess around and get Kinlaw today. Then they get one of the best tackles in the game, top 3 tackle in the game, and Laramie Tunsil in the trade. I don't know. I just think right now, if you're a Washington Commanders fan, you feel better than I do as a Bears fan. Like you said, this is something that we haven't seen in a while. Y'all hadn't been through this since I don't even think y'all ever gone through this. Even when y'all were winning Super Bowls, not like this. The way y'all setting up everything, yo, shout out to them, man. And I promise you, I feel like everywhere Magic goes, they're winning. Whether it's the Lakers, the Dodgers, Magic Johnson's movie theater. Now look what you got. Now you got the Washington Commanders right now, who just went to the NFC Championship with probably the least amount of experience, and really didn't have a team around them like that. And you just keep building. It's I don't know, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, James. You're right. So Jacob, it won't be all that Patriot way crap, right? I agree. Jonathan Allen, thanks, man. And yeah, man, that's what new ownership does, Marlon. That's the thing. But it's like, I mean, they just keep. I mean, yes, new ownership comes in, they change the culture. I get that, but this quickly, the first year they go to NFC Championship, and now you add. I mean, he's not a wide receiver, as y'all say, but he's still a dynamic player. And Debo, we got Debo now there, and then you pick up Javon Kinlaw. Now you pick up Laramie Tunsil to protect Jaden. This is after they went to the NFC Championship. I don't know. Like I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Raiders fans, they should be sad. Oh, you know what? I don't know. You know why? Because you got a quarterback. You might not have the best quarterback, but you got a. When the last time y'all had a decent quarterback, or the Raiders had a decent quarterback? Maybe Derek Carr. You got this young tight end. That's a beast. Uh, you got I think a top 5 draft pick. You still got Crosby. You got a head coach, even though he's about 89 years old, is probably the most youngest coach in the NFL, acting youngest coach in the NFL. We talking about culture. He's gonna bring a new culture into Las Vegas. So I don't know, man. I think I like what the Raiders are doing. I mean, I like what they're doing. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a fan of what they're doing, y'all. I'm a fan. What will put the Commanders over the top, or do you think they are now? Oh, I think they need one more wide receiver, a pass catching wide receiver. And I don't know if they get that in the draft, James, because they can get that in the draft. They can get that through free agency still. I mean, they still talking about it. It's a possibility they might trade for Ayuk. So yeah, so I think they need a wide receiver. That's what I think they need, a wide receiver. And maybe a safety. Maybe a safety. Marlon says the 49ers have been weakened by all these moves. Yeah, they have. And they still got McCaffrey. I mean, I know a lot of people might not like him, but they still have Shanahan as their head coach. So you got Kittle still. If they don't trade Ayuk, you have Ayuk. They have some weapons there still. Defense still tight. I mean, they lost to safety. That was a big loss to the Broncos. I can't say that joker's name, but you know what I'm talking about. The guy with the long hair, Tafanga, or however you say that joker's name. But yeah, they lost him. That was a big loss. You lost Kinlaw, but Kinlaw played like 6 games every year anyway. But you still got Bosa. So we'll see what they do. They're moving these players for a reason. So it's not like they're moving them because they can't do anything or they're rebuilding. No, they're probably creating cap space. So they're probably looking to pick up somebody big. So we'll see what they're going to do. Geno isn't consistent. Yeah, you right. He hasn't been, but he hasn't been. I get it. And my thing is still, do you still go after a quarterback now? So that's a good point. That's a good point. Hate to admit it, but my Niners not doing enough. It's day one, man. We got to see. It's day one. It's not about, for this, it's not about who can do it the fastest, but it's about who can win the whole thing. And hey, it's still a lot of players out there left that they can capitalize on. Ben says Raiders haven't had a good quarterback since Gannon. You're right. And Gannon was 55 years old at that point, too, which is crazy. Gannon had been in the league 13 years. You won an MVP at what, 35 or something like that? Which is crazy. Marlon, it's their defense that will have to play consistent. Yeah, you're right. And I think Pete Carroll's going to get that going. I think what the Raiders need is a running game. If the Raiders have a running game, they will be all right with Geno. Because what Geno has in Las Vegas that he didn't have in Seattle was a tight end. Yes, you got wide receivers, but tight ends are usually a safety blanket. And when you got a tight end like that, I don't care how inconsistent you are. You look at all the quarterbacks who had great tight ends, they've all done well. So, I mean, I agree with their defense need to step up. Niners clean the house anyway, and what will they pay their quarterback? I don't know. They're gonna pay him some money. I don't know, man. That's a good question. But I think he deserves to get paid. But like I said, I don't think they're cleaning the house because they're like, all right, we just can't. We're gonna rebuild. I think they got something in the works. With the Bosa's and Kirk Cousins, the NFL has their 3 MAGA of the year. Can you elaborate on cap space? As far as who, I have to look it up. What so I think because Raiders not paying nobody. So if you're talking about the Raiders alone, I think with the Raiders, they have cap space. I mean, you just paid Crosby, but who else you paying? Geno's not getting paid. The tight end's not getting paid. So I think Raiders in the top 5 in cap space. So I think at this point, you can start bringing people in. But the thing is, and being real, like you said, Lisa, what if nobody wants to play with Geno? And that's a big thing. If they don't trust him, then I mean, who else will go there? But again, I think the Raiders can come up in the draft, and either they could grab a quarterback or because I don't know how many years. Let me see. I don't know how many years. How many years Geno has? I might look at his. I don't know how many years he has left, but I believe that if I was the Raiders, I'd still probably draft a quarterback if I could, because Geno is 34 years old, and I think this might be a 1-year rental right now. So I would probably draft a quarterback still. Yeah, I would draft a quarterback still. So I'm with you, Lisa. With as far as Geno, I mean, like I said, I just think they wanted something. Because look, I'm pretty sure Raiders fan base tired of Minshew. And we all know Minshew going to go to a team that's about to make a transition in quarterback. I think he thrive off that. I think he know his role. You know how you got like Lou Williams and all. I'm not saying comparing him to Lou Williams, but you know how Lou Williams is like, yo, you know what? I accept being the six man of the NBA. You had these cats playing 6-man. That's what they did. Jamal Crawford. I think Minshew was just thinking like, you know what? I'm not a starter. But I can be a starter if I go somewhere where they don't have a quarterback. Let me just go there. I'll go there each year. That's how I play. And I think that's what he's doing. I think that's how he's staying relevant. I think he's being smart about that. So you don't want to keep Minshew there. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're tired of Minshew. So you get a Geno. I mean, and again, that's golly, I can't think of the coach's name, but that's the coach from Raiders now. That's his guy, Pete Carroll's guy. So he brought him over. Probably didn't cost him that much, and so I think they still pick a quarterback. Now they've been, Deion want Shador to go there. I don't know if Shador wants to go there, but I still say Shador should go to New York. I think that's the perfect place for Shador to go. I think Shador can handle the media there. I think Shador could go there. You got young talent there. It's a young team. Look like they're on the up and coming. So I would go there if I was Shador. But Raiders, they could pick Shador up if he's there, or get Cam. Or they just drop a quarterback. Period. Will Howard. I mean, draft a quarterback. Minshew has 2 jobs: be the bridge quarterback and teach Napoleon Dynamite how to throw the ball over the mountains. Yeah, I agree, Jacob. I really want Sanders to go to the Raiders. It just depends. Now, as we know, Marlon can tell you, I'm pretty sure at least Lisa, because you follow Maceo. We all talk about this. it depends on who's the one lying. If is it the Raiders, the ones putting out these rumors about Shador and lying so that they can get him? That might be going on. So they might get him. They might get him because at this point, Tennessee, I think Tennessee's scared to get him unless they trade back. And then I believe second is New England. Look at the draft pick. I think New England is the next team right there after that. So, okay, so it goes, I'm sorry, Cleveland. So you have, let me see. So you have Cleveland number 2. I'm sorry, Cleveland number 2. And then you have the New York Giants 3, New England 4, Jacksonville 5. So then Raiders 6. So Lisa, this is the thing. It depends on the Giants. It all depends on the Giants because Tennessee is probably going to get Cam. Or are they going to trade back? I don't think Cleveland gets a quarterback. I just don't think Cleveland gets a quarterback. I think they're going to go DN. Giants, that's the problem. Giants probably going to get Shador. But let's say if Giants get Shador, and Cam doesn't go number 1, New England's not getting a quarterback. Jacksonville's not getting a quarterback. So you got an outside chance, man, where maybe Shador or I guess top 3 quarterbacks go. But like I said, it just depends. But I believe Giants going to get they can't pass on Shador. But if they do, unless y'all move up to number 1, why not move up to number 1? I would at this point. If you watch Shador, he is way more business than quarterback proof. Look how he handled Will Howard's horrible combine. He is building ally. Yeah, man. You want a young man like that on your team. But Lisa, it's a possibility. Don't be surprised if the Raiders go ahead and make that jump and say, you know what? We're gonna go after Shador. We're gonna trade to get the number 1 pick. Like I said, if that's who you want, I would do it. If I was the Raiders, I would do it. But yo, I appreciate y'all for jumping on with me, man. I had to come in and do this, man. And like I said, I will be bringing the NFL Diary back. That's what we're going to do. And the NFL Diary is solely what I think, what I feel. Has nothing to do with teams I'm covering, not politically correct. It's my NFL Diary. It's who I want, who I'm being biased and all of that. Talking about people, NFL Diary. So, hey, man, I'll let you all know next time I go in. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everyone that's been in here, man. Lisa, Marlon. Appreciate Maceo for tagging Lisa on here. Vince, Jacob, Aaron, James. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I'll let y'all know next time we're going to do this, but especially during the season, we're bringing the NFL Diary back, man. So even though I'm in them locker rooms, I might get in trouble. But, oh, well, it's my show. So, all right, y'all. I'll holler at y'all, man. See y'all next time. Will you miss me? I didn't even say, did you miss me, y'all? You know what? I'm slipping, but either or, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.
What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Kiss. Right now, you checking out the 3-point conversion.